Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tit-Bits on Business and Finance with me. India's real estate sector has been undergoing a crippling crisis, particularly in the past 5 years. This crisis has been caused because of a number of factors, and they include demonetization, GST, the government's continued war against black money, the NBFC crisis, the bank NPA crisis which remains unresolved, unemployment, general slowdown in the Indian economy, and the onset of RERA. The onset of RERA has been a landmark. It has changed the entire paradigm of the real estate business in India for good. But then, because of RERA, very few builders today are truly eligible to be in this business, and that in its own way has caused a slowdown in the real estate business. Unemployment and the economic slowdown have resulted in a decimation of demand for houses, which has only added to the woes of this industry. Because of the NBFC crisis, the war on black money, GST and demonetization, the supply of money to the industry has been cut off. NBFCs have been a huge lender to the real estate sector in India, and with the crisis they are facing, the sector is not able to take credit from them. That was also the case of black money. Black money was a big financier into the real estate business, and because of the government's battle on it for good, today there is no funds from the black money sector available for the real estate industry, causing a liquidity and business crisis for it. So bad is the condition of the industry that in the last 9 months alone, the number of bankruptcy cases filed against real estate companies in the NCLT has doubled to 421, and many more are being filed. The government's initiatives to revive the industry have failed so far. The multiple interest rate cuts that the Reserve Bank initiated have also failed to revive demand for housing loans, which it was thought they would. And because of that, the demand for houses has not been able to go up. After the default by Altico, which was a real estate dedicated fund, and the fraud of DHFL, there is an apprehension in the industry that there will be many more defaults by the real estate sector in the repayment of loans. And by March 2020, almost 75,000 crores of loans from the real estate industry are due to be repaid, and lenders are a jittery lot today. Because of the crisis in the industry, today it sits on a record unsold stock which does not sell, despite builders willing to give handsome discounts to buyers. A report by Anarok says that about $63 billion is the worth of these stalled projects which are not selling. That's their estimate. But the reality is, stalled or not, the goods don't sell. Builders are sitting on unsold stock. The builders are a desperate lot today, and so is the government. The government realizes that real estate is the mother industry to which are linked the fortunes of many other industries, including cement, steel, and those who supply goods to real estate business. And the government has been keen to revive this industry. It has funded housing finance companies to the tune of 50,000 crores in its last initiative, hoping that more housing loans will be given, resulting in a higher demand for houses. That really did not take place. Thereafter, the government in September 2019 announced the setup of a real estate fund to the tune of 10,000 crores. This fund was meant to fund projects which had been stalled and were in the last stages of completion. Thus, it was meant only for last mile completion of projects in an advanced stage. But then this fund came with the condition: only those builders who did not have any default were eligible to take money from this particular fund. There are not many builders today left who have not had defaults in the sector, and because of that, there were hardly any takers for the fund. It proved to be a non-starter. Day before yesterday, the finance minister said that the Union Cabinet has decided to set up yet another fund for the real estate sector in order to fund projects which have been stalled but which have been in an advanced stage of construction. This one also has been meant to fund last mile completion of projects. The fund size is 25,000 crores, of which 10,000 crores will be put in by the government as its initial capital corpus, and 15,000 crores will come from SBI and LIC. The fund is particularly directed towards projects which are in affordable housing and housing for the middle class, such that the residential units are of a maximum size of 200 square meters and their sale price should not exceed 2 crores per unit if the project is in Mumbai, 1.5 crore per unit if it is in any other metro, and 1 crore for any other city in India. The projects who would be eligible under this fund for funding have to be RERA registered. They can have defaults by the promoters. They can be NPAs also, but they should not involve frauds or siphoning of funds by the promoters. Even those projects which have been taken to the NCLT are going to be eligible, but those which have got cases against them filed in the Supreme Court and the High Court are not eligible. The estimate is that there are 1,600 such projects in India which would fall eligible under this particular fund of the government, and it is believed that 90% of such projects would apply for relief under this fund by way of funding. It involves about 4,58,000 unfinished residential units, which, if completed, would certainly give a boost to the sector and to the country also. It is also estimated that projects in India, in Mumbai, would be the biggest recipients under this particular fund. The reality is that there is a huge amount blocked in the real estate sector in projects which have been stalled, which are no longer under construction, and that amount runs in lakhs of crores. About 4.5 lakh crores is debt stuck in stalled projects and a matching amount by way of promoters' capital too. That's a huge amount of money stuck, and if it is released by completing the projects, then it would certainly mean that liquidity comes back into the system and the fortunes of the industry would improve. The reality is that with such huge amounts blocked in the business, and this business being a mother business, its crisis has significantly contributed to India's economic slowdown and the liquidity crisis that we face. Thus, if the fund succeeds, if its objectives are achieved, a large amount of capital should hopefully be released and come back into circulation. And all those in the middle class whose life savings are stuck in unfinished projects would be greatly relieved. We think it's a prudent initiative, but we think it is little and too late. It has been evident for the past 2-3 years in particular that the sector has been in a severe crisis, and this initiative should have come at that point of time. Because the results are not going to be instant. Even if this fund succeeds, it would take at least 1.5 years before we see good results coming in. So if this initiative was taken 2 years ago, by now we would have seen improvement in the fortunes of the industry, and thus we say that the initiative is late. It is also too little according to us, because 25,000 crores is just not enough to revive an industry where lakhs of crores are stuck in stalled projects. So it is little according to us. And most importantly, even if you complete projects, if demand for the houses does not go up, you will have projects that got completed but are not selling, and that would not anyway really improve the fortunes of the industry, the fortunes of the economy, and the liquidity crisis that we face. So according to us, a prudent measure, but little and too late. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.